Three, two, one, go.
Hello, I'm Riley. I'm with Maya Culture TV. I'm here with Anthony. So Anthony, tell me about what you're wearing and the instrument you play.
So what I'm wearing right now is not strictly a Cantonese opera outfit, but it is a very traditional inspired outfit with some modern twists, such as like the leaf patterns. And this instrument that I'm carrying with me is called the erhu. It's a two-stringed fiddle. It's a traditional instrument from China. And kind of the bow is kind of stuck between these two strings right here, as you can see.
Cool. And so when and where did your passion for opera and performing in general start?
So so let's just start from the very beginning on this. I started learning Cantonese opera when I was 10, and it was a very whimsical decision to begin learning Cantonese opera. I and my mom were shown a few clips by my mentor, Linda Sifu, and it's not long after that I was asked by my mentor, "Do you want to try learning Cantonese opera?" And I thought it was mildly interesting, so immediately I said yes. Now, very, very quickly, as I started learning, I was very fascinated with the aspects of Chinese opera, whether it be the makeup, the motions, the costumes we wear, to the music and the stories that we tell through these acts of Chinese opera. Now, the music directly led to me learning how to play the erhu, which I have now been playing for many years. And it's just through this rich art that I was able to learn more intimately about my heritage and just Chinese culture as a whole. And I think all of that is just very, very interesting. It's also, to me, it's also very important to preserve and kind of just keep relevant to the times.
Completely. You talked about your mentor and your culture. What else inspired you as a child, and how do you plan to inspire the youth in the future?
So, again, it was very whimsical, but I think the main thing that really got me super into Cantonese opera was, again, the stories. I like to focus a lot on the stories we tell. So some of the standout ones are the story of the butterfly lovers, which I mentioned earlier, but also there are a lot of stories that take place within the Three Kingdoms era. One that sticks out to me in particular is one where I'm acting as Guan Yu, who is one of the quote unquote main characters of the Three Kingdoms period. And yeah.
Cool. So tell me what goals you have for yourself and for perfect harmony in the future.
For myself, I just hope to be able to better hone my own skills, to be able to contribute to the goal I have for perfect harmony, which is to help us just spread promote Chinese culture all around, because we are a cultural exchange association.
Awesome. What's your favorite performance you've been a part of, and why is it so special to you?
So there is one that's called Lao Shui Meng Wei, which is one of those stories in the Three Kingdoms era that I mentioned earlier, and it tells of one of the sons of Cao Cao. I think I've said it correctly.
Yeah.
Whose lover recently had passed away, had passed away. So he goes to a nearby lake to kind of mourn her, and he kind of falls into a dream where he kind of is able to meet her and pretty much say goodbye to her. And this one's really significant for me because it represented a huge turning point, not just for me, but for our entire organization in terms of like the repertoire we put out. And it was just a larger gateway into our more technical aspects.
How do you think opera, and especially Cantonese opera, will continue to grow in the future?
I believe Cantonese opera will. I feel like Cantonese opera will always remain, in the space, will always remain relevant as we are because of the rich cultural heritage behind it. So, it's up to organizations like ours to help to promote Chinese opera.
Totally. And for viewers that aren't as familiar with Cantonese opera, what would you say the main differences between Western opera and Cantonese opera?
I feel like one of the main differences is definitely in the way you sing. So in like say Italian opera, it's very feels very grandiose. There's a lot of very heavy vibrato. And while in like Cantonese opera, to me it feels more like from the heart. I'm not saying that they're both not from the heart, but like if Cantonese opera, it feels more natural because we are instructed to use our natural voice a little more and belt it out a little more. Mm-hmm. So.
Cool. You talked about your family earlier. How supportive have they been with your success and how you've grown in opera?
Oh, very, very supportive. As I mentioned earlier that I would constantly drag my mom over to teach me, the characters of the lyrics, and I would just learn it via rote memorization and association with the sounds. But overall, they've been very supportive of me continuing to learn Cantonese opera and furthering my overall music career as a student.
Awesome. Do you mind telling us about your next upcoming event?
Yes. So August 17th to me represents kind of like a restart of our activities, like a true official, resume of our activities, which we paused back in 2020 due to COVID. So this event, we won't just be performing, but we'll also be giving demos. We'll kind of be making it like a pseudo workshop showcase hybrid.
Cool. Well, thank you very much, Anthony. And if we're very lucky, if you would give us a little performance.
Yes. So this piece I will perform is a very iconic piece for the erhu. It's called Saima, or racing horses. So just adjust myself a little bit.
Well, Anthony, thank you very much for your time, and we wish you the best on your next event.
Thank you. All right.